Hello everyone, I'm Unji Hamnet here with Jian Li. We will present our finding and recommendations for the translation management system selection for the Save the Children. Let me share a brief overview of the entire project. But first, I'd like to introduce our client, Save the Children. Save the Children is an international, non-government operated organization. It was founded in the UK in 1919 with the goal of helping improve the lives of children worldwide. So we consulted them last year for website localization, and they localized their website into Korean, Russian, and Spanish. Since then, the translation demands has been increased a lot, which requires a better support for using TMS, along with an increasing internal desire to secure storage of translation references to improve efficiency with combined translation memory and machine translation. There will be many benefits of a TMS implementation, but mainly we see TMS will increase productivity with real-time team collaboration, especially the collaboration effort with volunteer translators. Secondly, it will improve associates' experience with intuitive TMS tools. And lastly, it will save time and reduce cost. So we set our two big goals. One is to implement a new TMS system to optimize the volunteer translation workflow and enhance their and in-house marketing team's localization experience. And second, to gain more in-house control of translation project. So how did we set up the process? Step 1, identify a prioritized list of all business requirements. Step 2, create a comprehensive weighted scorecard. Step 3, select shortlisted TMS vendors. Then set up a pilot project and identify its scope. Step 5, evaluate 2 shortlisted TMSs and analyze pros and cons. And finally, we recommend the most practical and suitable solution of TMS to the client. So we interviewed our stakeholders, including in-house PMs and volunteer translators, and came up with the 7 major business requirements. They are crowdsourcing, in-house control, ease of use, meaning having intuitive interface, cost efficiency, support empty and post-edit empty workflow, cloud solution, and integration. Given that our client Save the Children is a non-profit organization, it is crucial to consider cost efficiency and volunteer translator support functionality, recruiting volunteers and supporting them with the cat tool features. Among many other TMS solutions in the market, we could narrow down to 2 mainly using TMSs for those particular factors, which are crowding and transifex. Now, Jian will take over the presentation to share how our pilot project went in more detail.
Thank you, Angie, for sharing. Now let's turn our attention to the pilot project. Our objective was to evaluate 2 translation management systems, crowding and transifex, and determine which one is better suited for our target group. To achieve this, each of us conducted a 1-month pilot project on one of the platforms. Here are the scopes of works. The first is to test MTPE workflow for translating Ukraine 1-year anniversary report February 2023 in MS Word and its PDF version. Translating PDF version is not a good practice in the industry, but we wanted to make sure that the platform support PDF files as well. The second scope is to explore the integration with machine translation. To do so, we used Google Translate as our MT and activated its functionality using an API key. The next is to analyze and evaluate the 2 TMSs with pros and cons. Once we completed the pilot project, We compared and analyzed the platforms and evaluate their functions based on the business requirements we had set earlier in this project. While performing this work, we also asked 2 volunteer translators to test the functions necessary for translation in our nonprofit organization. The first scope is to grade each category of key business requirements with the scores between 0 and 3 based on our user experiences. The final scope is to provide the recommendation.
Okay, so let's dig deeper into how the actual TMS evaluation went. So while exploring the crowd-in, we found the big 3 pros which cannot be beaten. One is its intuitive interface. For example, it has different views for various roles, like comfortable mode is mainly designed for translator, and side-by-side mode is for proofreading. So it is very helpful only to focus on reviewing. Finding a few mistakes we missed when translating, and approving translated strings quickly. Another intuitive feature is color coding strings. The string status is indicated by different colors. For example, red for untranslated, light green for translated, green for approved, and gray is not for translation. And an active string is highlighted in yellow. Crowdin's in-house control feature is great as well. It supported various file types, including PDF, and it automatically converts into DOCX format for translation. Most powerfully and importantly, we can edit both the source and translated parts of the existing translation memory records. One slight downside is there is no custom QA check available, but there are lots of setups for QA checks. Its crowding sourcing feature is fantastic, and voting for the best translation made by other project members is so useful.
Now I'd like to talk about TransEffects. Just like crowding, TransEffects also boasts excellent crowdsourcing functions. It allows volunteer translators to engage with the nonprofit organization. We can create a project, recruit volunteers by making it public or sending a link through SNSs, and even decide who to let into the community. Let's look at its cost effectiveness. TransEffects offers some functions suitable for this kind of work at a reasonable price. Nevertheless, its lack of in-house control functions leaves something to be desired. Even though the platform provides a converter for PDF files, it doesn't directly support a PDF format and other many different file formats. Moreover, users on this platform are not able to edit translation memory and even to customize QA checks. The point had a big influence on our decision-making process. To look at how we selected the better option, let's move on to the scorecard. After using all the TMSs, we scored them from 1 to 3, with 3 being the high score, indicating that a feature is present at a mature level, and 0 indicating that the feature is absent. We assigned a weight to each requirement listed in the table based on how crucial it is to our project for Save the Children. We gave 5 points for crowdsourcing, 5 for in-house control, 4 for ease of use, 4 for cost efficiency, 3 for support for MT and PEMT workflow, 2 for cloud solutions, and 1 for integration. We then calculated the final vendor scores as the priority multiplied by each requirement score, with the maximum weighted score being 72. As you can see from the table, crowding achieved a score of 55 out of 72, while TransEffects scored 47 out of 72. Let's get to the bottom line now. Given the nature of our client, we prioritized crowdsourcing, cost efficiency, and in-house control functions over the other requirements we had set earlier in the project. After careful evaluation of 2 TMSs and generate results such as a comprehensive weighted scorecard and its result and feedback from in-house PMs and volunteer translators, we concluded that crowd-in is the best option for Save the Children. Its advanced crowdsourcing capabilities and cost effectiveness and powerful in-house control functions make it the ideal choice for our nonprofit organization. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.